Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the third video, which is the continuation of the data type operator and variables video. And in this video I'm going to show you the code for those stuff. So without a delay, let's get started, because I'm trying to make my videos as short as possible. So I have used this stdio.h header file because we are going to print stuff to user, and then I'm going to teach you how to take inputs from user. This is my main function where the execution starts. This is the block of the main function. These are the statements which are supposed to run. This is the single line comment which will be ignored. Now remember, I told you that to make a variable you need a data type, you need the name of the variable, and then you can assign any value to it, and you can have multiple variables separated by commas. So that's pretty much what I have done over here. I have created three variables, x, y, and sum, of integer type, assigned x to 5, y to 10, added x and y, and assigned it to sum, then printed that. Now in my print statement there is %ds. These %ds are special characters to print integer. So remember I told you that anything between inverted commas is a string, and printf has proper string formats. So this is one part of that format. To print an integer variable you need to write %d, and for each data type this d changes. Like for example, float, it is %f, for character it is %c. So what this basically means is x equal to an integer, y equal to an integer, sum equal to an integer. And since I want my first %d to be replaced by the value of x, I have written x first, second %d to be replaced by y, third %d to be replaced by sum. So that's how you print variables in C. So let me just save it and compile it to show you that it runs. I'm gonna go I'm already in my folder, which I went like this: cd desktop and cd desktop, and then C, and then sum, and then press enter, and then enter to that. Now let me just compile it for you. gcc sum.c. I have compiled it, and now we need to see the output. So we see the output by a.out, and it shows me the output. X was 10, y was 10, x was 5, sum was 15. So it pretty much did what I was supposed to do. Now say for example you want to take the input from user. For that we have a function called scanf. Now we make a user-friendly program by telling user what to input. Enter x, scanf to take the input, and x. Now it has somewhat similar structure to printf. See this inverted commas, something is missing over here. It's %d. Why? Because I need to tell the computer that, hey, scan an integer and assign it to x. This and x basically means get the address of x and equate it to this integer. So you have to type it like this. There's no getting around with it. And for y I do the same thing again. So here's same thing for y. Get an integer, save it. I'm gonna compile it, run it. Now it's asking me. I'm gonna enter 10. I'm gonna enter 20. 10, 20 plus is 30. So that's it. Now we go to the ++ operator, which is increment operator. Now if I type ++ before x, see what happens. See what happens first. 10, 20. Now x became 11, sum came 31. Why is that? Because ++ x basically means add x by 1, increase x by 1, and do other stuff. So what it did is got 10 added it by 1, it became 11, then added it to 20 and became 31. So that's how it works. Now if I write plus plus after my operand in this case is here x, what it will do is 10, 20. What it will do is do stuff first and then increment x. So what it did over here is did its stuff first, which means added 20 and 10, it became 30, and then incremented x. Okay, so x became 11. So it is also called post increment, because increment is done after the work is done. If I write it before instead of after, it becomes pre-increment. And similarly, we have pre-decrement, which is minus minus before the operand, and post-decrement, which is minus minus after the operand. So this is pretty much it about the plus plus and minus minus. We don't use it in between the expressions. We generally use it in loopings. I'll teach you that later. And instead of plus, if you write star, it will multiply it. Let me just show you quickly. 2, oh, okay. So I've actually figured it out. 2, 2, it says 4. So here it is. Let me just clear the command window. And now we go to decimals. So if you want to work with float or decimals, the data type is float. If I run it right now, it will give me an error. So let me show you how the errors come. So I compiled it and it gave me an error. This is the line number and this is where the probable error is. So it says the error is around %d. Now if you remember, I told you that every single data type has different special characters. So for float it's %f. So replace it by f, replace d by f everywhere, and we're good to go. 2.000 is equal to 4.000. So now the zeros are extra. So if you want to see only 2 numbers after the decimal, you write this 0.2f, %.2f. This is basically telling that after point, show me only 2 numbers. So here it goes. 2.2 gives me 5.40, only 2 numbers, the sum is correct. So this is how you work with the decimals numbers. So now I am going to teach you how to work with character. And for this I'm going to show you that uppercase, that means the capital letters, and small letters differ from each other in C. Now you see I have added this into multi-line comment. Generally it is the best practice that if you want to disable some code for a while, that means you don't want it to run, you add it in comments. So that is what I have done over here. And data type for a character is char. I'm gonna change this y to capital sum to show you that this capital sum differs from this sum. I'm gonna equate this to say t, and this is exactly how you assign character to a character variable by putting the character in single inverted commas, like single inverted comma start, the character you want, single inverted commas close. So I'm gonna assign the capital sum to y, and x I'm going to take the input. So special character for char data types is %c. Replace everything by %c. Voila. Save it and run it. Okay, there's an error somewhere. So why threw me an error? Okay, it's in line 10 and it's in my printf statement. Here it is. So it's obvious because y is not declared anywhere. Remember, this is just a value assigned to sum, not a variable. So just for confusion, if I replace it by say L, it's going to throw me the same error. See, the same error. Because y is not defined, so it doesn't know what y is. So we have to replace this y by capital sum. And since there's no y, I'm going to replace it by capital sum. But the y, if I kept the y over here, it will work fine because this is a string. It will be printed as it is to user, replacing %C's and %D's, %F's. So just for simplicity, I'm going to replace it by sum, so that you can see what capital sum equal to is. Let me just, without further delay, run this. And I put in the value of x as, say, b. So see, x equal to b, sum equal to L, this is L, not 1, and small sum equal to t. So capital variables differ from small variables even if they have same name, but they differ in terms of caps lock, that means lowercase or uppercase. So these two variables differ from each other in that case. So this is pretty much it about the variables. I think I've pretty much covered everything. I have not covered all the operators. There's still plus, minus, and the person, which is called mon, which is basically this over here, which gives you the remainder of the division. I have not covered that. You do it yourself. It will be more helpful. If you cannot or run into an error, just inform me in the comment section. I will help you out with that. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.